You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, move it, move it.
Good evening, everybody. How are you all doing?
Original cute body make a man mad. How about the cute?
Realize I
And you don't need no
haven't done
makeup.
something I need
Original
to
cute
do.
body make a man mad. Eyeliner.
All right,
If
so
it's
we're
a
going
big
to
man,
dance
but
a
up
little
nose
together
powder.
here.
And if it's a big man, but up like your eyebrow. And if it's a big man, but up got your lipstick. And if it's a big man, but up with a nice broad face and a nice hip, make man flip and bust them lip. Woman, you're nice and need to
Okay,
get thick.
we're going to do a little thing here. We're going to ask each and every one of you to make sure that you have given StreamYard permission to allow you to share with us. It's very, very important that you give StreamYard permission so that they know that you are here. And we have that permission going on there. And I'm going to do one thing real quick here that I forgot to do. So give me just a second. As we do this, I'm so excited to be coming here with you tonight and talking about what we're going to talk about tonight that I forgot to upload my slides. So I need to take the ones that are on there off and add some new ones real quick, but it shouldn't take me just a second to get over here and do that for you. So it's going to be quite all right. But meanwhile, go grab a friend. Tell them they've got to get on here. We need them on here. We need as many people as possible on here tonight because we are going to talk about making money. The big M&M's. Who's an M&M's fan, right? Who loves M&M's? Well, if you love M&M's, then definitely you are going to want to be on this tonight, and you're going to want to have your friends on here with us tonight. You're going to want to let everybody know about it. And in fact, if you have a friend that's maybe not part of our Tupperware family that needs to know about how to make money in Tupperware, or needs extra money, you need to tell them to get on and watch this on our Great Sales YouTube channel. And if someone is so kind as to run on over there and grab that link and post it in the Facebook group so that everybody knows where it is so they can share it with their friends and say, come and watch us tonight and just see what Tupperware is all about. And just see what maybe could make a difference for you in your life, and maybe offer them a gift. Say, hey, I got a gift for you. If you can just come on and listen just for, a little bit of time tonight, just check this out. And if you don't hear anything that makes any sense to you, then you know what, you can get off. In fact, they can just give us like 15, 20 minutes. That's all it's going to take. They need to get on here soon because that's what we're going to start talking about right out of the gate. And then we're going to talk about how you are going to be able to take what I'm going to talk to you about, how to get out of debt. It's going to be like the get out of debt free card, kind of like in Monopoly. Instead of the get out of jail card, it's going to be the get out of debt card. And then we're going to talk about how you're going to make it happen. So how many of you would love to be debt free? All right, go ahead and put that in the comments if you're excited about learning how you're going to use Tupperware as a vehicle to help you change your life and live what I like to call our hashtag yes life, the life that says, I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. I have the means to do it. I have the ability to do it. I can say yes to anything that comes my way. That I want to do. And that's what it's all about, really and truly, in our business, is being able to have that opportunity to make that kind of thing happen for you. So let me go ahead and bring our slides up for tonight. And of course, it is Move It Monday. Welcome, everybody. I'm Marcia Brown, your business leader. And tonight we are going to talk about 2023 is a year that is filled with possibility. Don't you like that? 2023 filled with possibility. I'm always looking, and it's all about me in 2023. See, it's really all about you in 2023, but that doesn't rhyme. So I want you to all say together with me right now, it's all about me in 2023, and I'm going to be whatever I want to be in 2023. So that's what I want you all saying. I want you shouting it out loud right now. I want your family turn around looking at you and going, what in the world is going on? Because guys, you've got to claim it if you want to make things happen in 2023. And that's really and truly what it's all about. Now, I've got a great quote for you from the wonderful Dave Ramsey. Some of you may have heard of Dave Ramsey. He is a well-known debt counselor, I guess. He speaks frequently. He's written many books, and he talks about why getting out of debt is so important and how it enhances your quality of life. And he goes through several different steps on how to make that happen. And he talks, he gives you instructions on what's good debt and what's bad debt, because sometimes debt is not a bad thing. But because if it's debt that is helping you build wealth, then it could be a positive. But it's really all about knowing where you spend your money. And one of my favorite things that I've learned is that you never want to spend old money on new. You want to spend new, you want to use your new money to buy things, to spend things. Your old money is what you're using to invest, to build wealth. And new money is what you use for your day-to-day life. So you don't want to have to use your old money to pay your bills. You want to create a stream of income of new money that pays the bills, so that the old money can be used for wealth building, for investing, for allowing you to build to become a millionaire. And you know that there's only a very small percentage of people in the United States that have the ability to say that they are their net worth is $1 million. And I left all my numbers, my percent. I had all these numbers for you guys, and I've left them. I left them in the other room, but that's okay. I'm going to give you the gist of it, and then I can fill in the blanks for you a little bit later. But basically, only about 10% of the American population could be considered millionaires. In other words, they have a net worth of $1 million. And so one of the keys with that is your net worth is after you take everything that you possess and every bit of money that you have saved, and then you subtract from that any debts that you have, that is your net worth. Now, you notice that I said your investments, right? Money you have and investments, things that you could turn around and cash in. That would be things like a home. That would be things like, your car, or a boat, or something like that. But, which ones have the greatest value for you? The things that you possess that you could sell and translate into money, and then the money that you have, that is your net worth. So only about 10% of the Americans qualify in that category. And of that, 30% of them are women. All right. 30% of the millionaires in the United States are women. And here's the really interesting thing. 60% of those have done it through direct sales. That's right. 60% of the women that are millionaires have done it through direct sales. So here's the quote that I want you to start with. The only reason to go into business is to make money. You have to work hard at it. If you're not passionate about it, you'll burn out so fast that it's incredible. And I want you to kind of keep this, because the quote I'm going to close with tonight really sums this up. You see, we go into business to make money. This is why we're here tonight, to make money. Now, great thing about it is that if we love what we're doing, it makes it a whole lot easier. So we can do any job to make money. But if we have our own business, we are the CEO of Me Incorporated, and we have the ability to make our dreams come true. So once again, I'm going to say to you all right now, if you have a friend that needs to hear this, that needs to know what it means to be able to be in charge of your life, to be able to make those steps that will help you get into that place where you have a positive net worth instead of a negative net worth, and that you can help them find something that they can do that they will love as much as we love what we do, then you need to send them a message right now and invite them to join us, watching us right now on the Hooray Sales channel on YouTube. And once again, I can't see the chat, so I don't know if anybody's grabbed it for me yet and put it in there. But if you could, that would be great, because it makes it easier for everybody. But you can just go to YouTube and search for the Hooray Sales channel and find us there as well. So we are here today. We are in this Tupperware business. You are here today because you want to know how you can make money. And you're going to have to accept the fact that it is a simple business, but it is not easy, and it does take effort if you're going to do it. And you've got to get up every morning excited about what you get to do. Because I will tell you, I've been in this business 43 years. This year will be my 43rd year. that I've been in Tupperware. And I still get up every morning just as excited about what we get to do as I did when I first started. Are there days that I'm a little sluggish? Yes. Have there always been days that I was a little sluggish? Yes. But the thing about it is, I also had one of those jobs that I call the just over broke job, those job, just over broke things that I did. And I had the golden handcuffs where, I had the 401k and all of that. But I dreaded when I got up in the morning, it was like I was sick to my stomach. The idea of going, sitting in that office, dealing with those people just made me nauseous. And so I wanted to find a way that I could have it all. And that is what Tupperware has done. And see, this is why it's so important, because if you love it, you're not going to burn out. You're going to keep doing. You're going to see that sometimes it's hard, but you're going to keep going and you're going to keep doing the things you need to do. And it always comes down to spending your time on the things that give you the greatest return on your time, your greatest return on investment, ROI. I want you to write that down, ROI, because every time you start to do something that you think is going to help you in your Tupperware business, ask yourself, is this the best return for my time? Is doing this going to get me the closest to where I want to be in my business? Or is there something I should be doing instead of that? And that, once again, is what makes this business so amazing, is that we get to choose those things. All right. So let's talk a little bit about debt and how we find, how it works and what we can do to get out of it. This is a really interesting statistic. This was December 2022. This was US News shared this, and it said 4 in 10 people accumulated debt over the 2022 holidays. 4 out of 10 added debt to their budgets. Okay, so they might have already had some debt, they might not have had some debt, but 4 out of 10 added debt over the holidays. Now, you don't have to put this in the comments, but right now I want you to ask yourself, did you add debt to your bottom line during the month of December? And if so, I want you just to make a note to yourself and write down what that number is. Like, maybe I overspent a little, maybe I overspent $500, maybe I overspent $1,000. And then this is actually the average of what the American public did. These 4 out of 10 people that added debt over the holidays, the average amount was almost $1,600. That means some did less and some did more, but the average debt that 4 out of 10 people added to their bottom line was over almost $1,600. Now, depending on what their income is, they might be able to get that paid off in a month or two. But for many people, that might end up being something that they're still looking at 5 months from now, 6 months from now. And of course, if you bought it on credit, it means you're paying interest. And so that $1,600 will become $1,700, will become $1,800, will become $2,000, especially if all you're doing is focused on paying the minimums on your credit card. And the more credit cards you have and you're paying just the minimum, the more interest that you're paying. Basically, you're probably adding to your debt as much as you're paying if you're only paying the minimums. So we want to look at what is it going to take to be debt-free. So for just a minute, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine what it would be like to be debt-free, to not have that credit card looming over you, to not have to worry about whether or not you're going to be able to make ends meet, pay the bills at the end of the month, counting those in there as well. Because, this is the key, is that we've got to imagine what it is that we want and how it's going to feel when we do that. How would it feel to you, to be debt free? And just kind of think about that. So let's take a look at what it would take to do that. Okay. And we're going to use our Tupperware business as a way to do this. And I've got some things on here, but I'm going to explain it to you. So I'm going to encourage you before you see my screen, because it's going to have, a bunch of numbers and stuff. Just get a piece of paper and do some writing on it. Okay. So how do you get out of debt? Well, the first thing you have to do is determine how much debt do you have? How much debt do you have? And so what you do to find out how much debt you have, the first thing you want to do is you're going to add up everything that you have that you are paying for. So your credit card balances, loans, and of course, you can include your mortgage and things in there, because those are things you've got to pay, right? In there. So you're going to add up all your credit card balances, loans, and things like that you are paying on. All right. And then on a second line, you're going to add up everything, every monthly bill that you have that is necessary for you, for your day-to-day life. So it could be your food, it could be utilities, it could be insurance, it could be your house payment or your rent payment, it could be a car payment if you need your car to be able to get places. You want to add up where's the money going out, and which of these things that money's going out for are necessary for you to survive. And of course, when we look at those, see, sometimes we think, well, I've got to have my cable TV, or I've got to have my direct TV, or, I've got to have Netflix, or I've got to have Hulu, I've got to have all of those. And maybe we don't. Because, if I'm paying, it doesn't sound like it's a lot when it's $10 a month. But if you add that up and you've got 10 going here and 10 going there and 10 going there, before you know it, that's $50 a month or more. And that adds up over the course of a year to over $6,000. That's going for something that's just a temporary entertainment. Now, life is not meant just to be boring, right? So we need a little entertainment. So that's okay. But the key to budgeting is figuring out what are the essentials, what are the luxuries, and where in the middle can I let go of some things so that I have that little bit of extra. And so now these are the things that I definitely have to allocate money to. And then we look, here's the money that I have coming in. And what's left over. And whatever's left over there is what you could put towards paying off a bill that you have. Because if you looked over here and you've got these credit card bills and you've got these loans and things that you're paying on that are for things that are not supporting your everyday life. They're the things that we kind of overspent at Christmas. They're the things, and sometimes it's unavoidable. Maybe we had a medical expense that came up and we had to pay for it, a dental bill. But they're still there. And there's still things that need to get paid off. And there are things that every time we get our bill at the end of the month, our heart sinks. And none of us want to live with this sense of coming from a place of lack or a place of loss. We all want to come from a place of abundance. And so we're going to flip the way we think, and we're going to break down, well, what can I do to take control of this and to put myself in a position that that's not going to worry me? So once you've determined this is how much money I owe, this is how much money I have coming in, minus all the things that I have to spend so that I can survive every month, this is what I've got left over. And maybe it's, $50. Maybe it's $100. And so you say, well, I'm going to start to use whatever I have left over is going to pay off my debt. But here's the thing. If my debt is exceptional, if my debt is $5,000, $10,000, $30,000, if I only can put $100 a month towards it and I owe $5,000, that's going to take me 50 months to get it paid off. 50 months is going to be over 4 years. Do you want to be saddled with that debt for over 4 years just for that, for that amount of money? For 50, so here's what you've got to do is you've got to look at How am I going to pay this off? How can I do this faster? Okay. And that was like a little debt. Imagine if you had a big debt. And the reason I'm telling you this is a friend of mine, Chris Anderson. He is a Tupperware consultant. When he first came into Tupperware, he was an actor, and he had incurred a great deal of debt. In fact, he was about $64,000 in debt when he started in his Tupperware business, and he really wanted to get out of that situation because it was affecting his health, the stress of it, and the wreck and the calls and all of that that's going on. So what he made a decision, when he started Tupperware, he said, I'm going to use this as the tool to help me get out of debt. And he set a very aggressive plan of how much wanted to pay off each month and how much work it would take for him to do that. Because, at first it was a side job, but then it became a full-time job for him in Tupperware. Within a little over a year, he had paid off that debt. $64,000 debt paid off in just a little over a year. And it's all by doing what we're going to talk about tonight and focusing on the power of what you have in your Tupperware business. So here's what I want you to do. Write down that number of whatever debt you want to get rid of. So I'm going to use an example for myself. Let's just say I have $5,000 in credit card debt. And right now I've been just like paying off the minimums. And so it's not really getting much less than what it is. And I'd really, really, really like to get rid of this. And with the money that I have allocated in my budget already, the money that I have coming in right now, I'm not able to put much more to that. So if I wanted to pay this off in 3 months, how much would I need to do that? And so because I know that each month that it's not paid off, there's interest being added, I'm going to say that I'm going to need to make $2,000 a month every month for the next 3 months to be able to pay off that $5,000 debt, because with the interest, I'll need to have that little extra in there. Now, if it's over a couple of credit cards, I'm going to pay off the smallest one first, so that then I have less that's paying interest on. And that's what they call that the snowball effect. You pay off the credit cards you have the smallest balance on, so it's off, and then you're not paying any interest on it. The other way you can approach it is if you've got one that you can pay off fast that's got a really high interest, and you've got one that's got a really low interest, you pay off the high interest one first. That's called the avalanche effect. And you pay off the one that has the biggest interest first. But sometimes that one's not as fulfilling because it takes longer usually sometimes to pay that one off. It's always nice if the one that has the highest interest rate is the same one that has the smallest balance. So you can feel like you've accomplished something and you got rid of the biggest interest that you're paying too. But back to how we're going to do it. So we need an extra $2,000 a month to accomplish this goal. How am I going to do that? Using my Tupperware business as the goal or as the vehicle. Well, if I hold 3 parties a week, and maybe that's a big step because maybe I've never held 3 parties in a week, but here's the thing. If you want to do big things, you've got to take big steps. So if I want to earn $2,000 a month, then if I hold 3 parties a week with an average party of about $500, it's actually about 490, but we're just going to say $500 a party. Then I'm going to sell $6,000 because that's makes my math easy. And of course, I make 25% of that, right? Which means that I earn $1,500 in profits because I make 25% of that $6,000. But I also earn a personal volume bonus. And that personal volume bonus, once you hit $4,000, is a 10% at every $500. So at $6,000, that's a $600 personal volume bonus. $1,500 plus $600, you know the answer to that. It's $2,100. So $2,100 coming in every month for the next 3 months means that I have paid off that credit card. I have no interest going out for that. And I probably have some extra money left over because I went there a little bit faster. And here's the great thing is that I can just do that and I can accelerate it simply by welcoming 3 new people onto my team, welcoming 3 new people into this business, and by promoting myself. Because here's the other great thing about Tupperware is that you don't have to wait for somebody else to promote to die or to retire for you to get a promotion. You can decide any day of the week, I want a promotion, and you can go and get it, and you can make it happen immediately simply by welcoming 3 new people. Now, as when we get to the end tonight, I'm going to show you what you have to offer those 3 people that you're going to bring in, besides the fact that they're going to be able to make money. But if a new person comes in and they hold their launch party and then they date 4 parties from their launch party, which is basically just 1 a week, they're going to have the ability to earn a significant income as well and get some really cool perks along the way. All right. So now here's what's going to happen. Here's how you're going to accelerate. So now you're doing your 3 parties a week and you've added 3 people onto your team. And of those 3 people, if one of them, just one of them, holds a party a week and sells $2,000, and if one of them just holds 2 parties a month for $1,000, and if one of them just sells $500 in the month for 1 party a month, that's going to give you $7,500 in unit sales. Your 4,000 plus their 2,000, 1,000, and 500. And that means that you're going to earn a bonus. We call it Profit Plus, and it's calculated on the CV with the commissionable value, which is the 75% of that number. So 75% of 7,500 times 2% is $112. So $112 just went in your pocket simply because you've welcomed 3 people and helped them make money. Plus, you've qualified at $7,500 for a $105 Vanguard bonus, which now brings your extra income, that accelerant, to your income of $227.50. So add that to the $2,100 that you're making from your personal, and you add that $227. Now you're looking at $2,300, almost $2,350 a month that you're making. And so once again, that's adding that bonus. But now you really want to take it to the next step. And every single month, if you can focus on adding 3 more people to your team, then the next month with your 3 new reps, which once again, you're going to help them hold a launch party. You're going to help them get those parties into their book as well. And you have 6 people, basically you still doing 4,000. You're not doing any more than what you were doing, but now you have 2 people that do 2,000. 2 people that do 1,000 and 2 people that do 500, then what you're looking at is 15,000 in unit sales. And now you're a star manager and your percentage goes to 3%. So now you have a $247 Profit Plus and you have a $140 Vanguard bonus. So now you are looking at almost $370 added to your income. And just imagine if you just did that every single month, you keep doing your 2 to 3 parties a week, and you help 3 new people get started in the business every month, you're going to see your team sales grow and you're going to see your income grow. And by the time you get to that end of that 3 months, when you are paying off all that debt that you have, you will be in a position to be a new director. Now, I didn't add into this formula for you the fact that every time you make a step up, you have an opportunity to add an additional $100, $150, and $200 as a one-time bonus. So once again, we're going to add a little bit more on here as we go. And then as a director, when you qualify as a director, you're going to have an opportunity to earn a $500 bonus with an incremental $500 available to you in your first few months after promoting. So what I'm trying to get you to see is that when you look at Tupperware like a job, like a business, not like a job because that's just over broke, but like a business that you're in control of. And if you focus on the activities that will get you to that success level, then you, by the end of 2023, could be earning a $60,000 or more income simply by taking these steps to build your business and help other people build a business too. Now, I want to know from you in the comments, how many of you are starting to think differently about what Tupperware can do for you? What are you thinking right now about what you could do with your Tupperware business? What would you like to do? How many parties a week would you like to be holding? And if 3 parties a week sounds really aggressive to you, then just figure, okay, well, if I could hold 2 parties a week, maybe I won't do it in 3 months, but I could do it in maybe 4.5 months. If I promote to manager, I could probably do it in 4 months. If I could only do 1 party a week, it might take me 6 months. But if I don't do it, just as I was sharing a little bit earlier, it would take you almost over 4 years to pay off that $5,000. So would you rather pay it off in 6 months or in 4 years? So once again, just 1 party a week could get you out of this debt within about 6 months if you continue to add people to your team and get there. And I think that's a great goal that you're setting there for yourself, Kim, to become a star manager again. And don't stop there, because once you get to that step, the next question is, what's next? So if you build to 1 party a week, what's next? I'm going to build to 2 parties a week. When you get to 2 parties a week, what's next? I'm going to build to 3 parties a week. And I will tell you from my personal experience, when I started in Tupperware, and it didn't have goals about what I wanted from it or where we wanted to go with it, I worked very erratically. And once I set my sights on this is what we needed, because we wanted to buy a house, we wanted to be able to have money for our children to go to, to preschool and to be involved in activities and sports and things like that. And I started treating my Tupperware business like a business. I started to set goals for what I was going to do every day, what I was going to work on, how many parties a week I was going to have, how many people I was going to recruit every week, how many parties I was going to date every week. When I did that, my date book always had 4 or more parties. In fact, there were many times I had more parties than I could hold. And that's where I could help my people on my team to do parties. I could recruit my hostesses, turn those parties that I dated from her into her parties. And I was able to build a team. And I was cleaning out some files this weekend, and I found this one where it was a letter I had gotten from our regional director back in 1989, and they were recognizing us as the #1 team in the United States, and my team had sold over $60,000. So it's a really exciting thing to see that when you focus with this and you work with this, you can make it happen. But it's all about you making the decision that I'm going to work it like a business. I always like to say, when that I am making up a time chart as the boss, and I'm the boss, and I'm scheduling myself to work, and I'm scheduling, now's the time I'm going to hold parties, these are the days I'm going to hold parties, this is when I'm going to hold my parties, and this is how many parties I'm going to hold, this is when I'm going to talk to people about selling Tupperware, all of those things. And I make the schedule. It's like I made the time chart for the week. Once I've done that, I now become the employee, and I got to work this schedule, because it's easy for us to make the schedule, but we got to be committed to work the schedule. So we want to set that goal for ourselves that this year we're going to be the CEO of Me Incorporated, and this is the year we're going to get out of debt and we're going to start our journey to be one of those millionaires there as well. Because my goal is to help 5 people become a millionaire this year. And I think we can do that. I would like to do more than that, but that's a goal. 5 people to be able to build their net worth so that they can be able to be in that position to be millionaires as well. So what's it going to take for you to get there? Where you're going to first need to date parties. And we have some amazing things to do to offer for our hostesses still for another two plus weeks. And with the virtual party, there is no reason you can't add a party 2 days from today. You can add a party tomorrow and start it tomorrow and be able to build that business and start building that dream that you have here as well. So, make sure that you're aware of all that your host has so that you know what to say to somebody when you're talking to them about dating. And to help us get on to that, I have someone really amazing here to talk to us tonight. She's going to talk to you about how to fill your date book with Tupperware parties and how to coach those people to be able to have very effective parties as well. I'm going to bring her on here with me. And it is the one and only director, Shannon Daniel. Shannon started her business in April of 2017. I can't believe it's been almost 5 years, Shannon.
Almost.
And can you believe that?
Crazy.
I know. Time has just flown by. She was a director by the end of that year, by November. She actually was on pace to do it sooner. And as a favor for the person who recruited her, she kind of held herself back. But she pushed forward and qualified for her company car that same year. So she was qualified as a car driving director by the end of the same year that she started in, which means, guys, every one of you watching this can be driving a vehicle, be a director and driving a vehicle before we get to the end of 2023. Now she works a full-time job already, and she averages personal sales of over $3,000 a month while leading her team. And she has built an organization, and over the course of these last few years, she's had an organization that sold almost $400,000 in a year. So this just goes to show you don't have to be in Tupperware forever to be successful. You can fast track yourself anytime you want to. And right now, I am going to turn it over to Shannon and let her fill your cup and tell you all you need to know about getting parties dated and coaching your hostesses. So let me take myself off.
Hey guys, how are you? So parties. I posted in my group this morning, my own personal team page, about booking parties. And somebody commented back and said, I can't book a party for the life of me. Well, let's work on that. Let's book some parties. Let me tell you guys a few little tricks, a few little details about getting some parties booked. So first and foremost, the first thing you want to do is you want to reach out to your past party host. And that's what I did at the end of December, going into the beginning of January. I only had one party on the books. So I'm already on party 4 for January. And all I did was reach out to some past party hosts, posted in my VIP group. I even posted one of those numbers games. And guys, the numbers games work. They work so good, so well. You just post your little pick a number, date a party, earn a prize, win a prize, however you want to word it. And I've got several in the Hooray group. I posted some, Aubrey's posted some. I think even Tara may have posted a few, but we have lots of those in there, and it's just pick a number. It can be a snowflake. It can be a snowman. It can be, if it's in the summer, there's flowers, there's ice cream cones. But you put on those numbers, the dates that you want to hold a party. So say you want to do 10, 11, 14, 16, 18, 21. And whoever chooses that number, you comment. Great, thanks. I'll message you now. And then you message them and you say, hey, thanks for playing the numbers game with me. You chose number 14. That is the date of an open Facebook party that I have. And if you say yes, or when you say yes, you earn, which is our dating gift, the modular mate round container. And then you say, that will be shipped with your order. What time would you like to do your party? And you give them the times that you have available, 5:30, 6:30, 8:30, 9:30, whatever you want to do. And you leave it open-ended right then. What time would you like? And then they're going to comment back most of the time with a time. Sometimes they're like, oh, no, thanks. And be like, are you sure? How about if we just do a catalog party? Don't ever just say, okay, thanks. Offer them more. Offer them a catalog party. Offer them a link party. Offer them a messenger party. Make it short and simple. Some people like week-long parties. Some people like 3-day parties. Some people like 1-day parties. I've had really good 1-day parties. So you want to go that route and show those numbers and do that number game, or that pick a flower, pick a snowman, something along those lines. And then there's your past party host. Reach out to those past party hosts. If they haven't hosted a party for you in over a year, reach out to them. Tell them what we've got. This month, we've got the modular mates on sale for half price. We've got the single modular mate singles 20% off. We have the bright, I can't think of the name of them, the canister, the bright set for $2 for $69, or you can get the whole set for $99. Entice them. Tell them what we have. Show them what they can win for, or what they can earn as a hostess. They can earn the fry pan. They can earn the 12-piece modular mate set. I think they can still earn that green essential set. Show them what they can get with it. And if nothing that you have interests them, you can offer them their own gift, guys. You can tell them, say, okay, so none of these interest you. Not really. What is something out of the main catalog that you would love to have? What is one thing that you would love to have in your kitchen that's in our main catalog? Work with them. Tell them, okay, I will give you that half price if you have a $500 party. I will give you that half price if you have a $300 party. Because you know what? That can be their half off item. And then they're still going to have $30 to spend in the catalog. Or they're going to have $75 to spend in the catalog. So there's ways to invite them. There's so many ways to entice them into a party. But they have to do the work too. And that's where our host tips come in. Do you host, coach? Do you reach out to your party host every day? Do you follow up with your party host at the end of the party? Do you follow up with your customers at the end of the party? Because that's what it takes in order to get your parties to those levels that you need to pay off that debt. You have to stay in contact with your host, and you have to coach her. So one of the things I like to use are my top host tips for the best party ever. These are super easy. They're it's self-explanatory. If you have been in the business 3 months, you have heard every single one of these that are on my paper. Top host tips for the best party ever. And you know what? After doing this and listening to myself, I think I may even make a little video to start sending to my people. Because, a friendly video with you in it, telling them what to do, may go over a little bit better than you just messaging them or texting them. So now that I've kind of listening to this might be my next route. So anyways, top host tips for the best party ever. I'm going to practice on you guys. 1, you need to invite 50 to 75 friends. I wouldn't do too many more because of some people, if they see that you've invited 492 people, they're not going to come to your party because they don't feel special. But if you keep it between 50 and 75 of your closest friends, yes. If you invite 50 to 75 of your closest friends, at least 20 to 25 will show up, at least. So hopefully that's the way we're going to go. Let's see, number 2, tag some friends on the post and interact with them. The more interaction you have in your parties, the better off your party is. And I actually started posting that on my welcome post. Calling is very important to follow up. Very, very important. So make sure you work on that. So, and I actually, on my welcome post, or when I do my welcome post to my customers or to the customers, the party goers, I actually put in there, let's interact. Let's make this the best party, the most interactive party you've ever been to. Comment on each post. Comment with your favorite or your favorite product or what you like about that product. And I'm going to comment back. And then let's see where that goes. So make sure you're commenting. Share the event on your personal wall. Guys, I cannot say this enough. Your VIP page only shows to your VIP people. So if you only have 123 people in your VIP page, you're missing all of Facebook land. And you can put that out there on your personal Facebook page. You can have them put it on their personal Facebook, because I tag my hostesses. I post it on my page and I tag the hostess, and hey, so-and-so is having a party tonight. Do you want to join? Or so-and-so has signed up to have a Tupperware party tomorrow. Do you want to join? So post it on your regular personal Facebook page. That's just, you. Don't seclude yourself into your little VIP world. Go beyond your VIP world. If you don't go beyond your VIP world, the rest of Facebook land's not going to see it. So go beyond your VIP world. Send a personal reminder to each of your guests. Now, I usually tend to make that personal message your top 10 people that you want at your party. But once we get the party going, it's not going to hurt them to send a quick message. Hey, party's going. I hope you're enjoying it. Can't wait to see you over there. Something like that. It's not going to hurt. It's just going to, oh, I forgot Colleen's having a party. Let me go check it out. Let me see what's going on over there. Be very visible. Encourage your host to share it on her page and tag all of her friends. Absolutely. Because that's how you get spoiled. That's how your hostesses get spoiled. If they bring the more people, the more spoilage they get, right? Absolutely. And then finally, be active. Be active. Get your host or your guests excited. Stay in that frame. Get your guests excited. Comment on the MicroPro Grill post. Comment on the impression sets. Comment on the modular mates. If you guys don't have good postings for each of the specials, Aubrey does one in her mock party that's on the Hooray page. You've got to find it. You've got to use it because she does such a good job for us every month. Go in there, borrow her wording, her verbiage, add your pictures, add the pictures that she's got in there, post them in your parties. And then you can also look into Up Social because there are a few more there. But yes, so, and then we want to get going on your party. Stay in touch with your host. Get your party scheduled. Invite your host. And then make sure she invites messages her 10 people. Make sure she invites her 50 to 75 people. Reach out to everybody. Comment on the post. Tag her friends that she thinks will like it. Because, Stacy down the street may really need that MicroPro Grill because she likes to, cook some quick little hamburgers for the kids. And normally she's just frying them on the stove and grease is splattering everywhere. But Stacy, she could really use that MicroPro Grill. Terry down the hall or down the road, she likes to make stews and pintos and soups and stuff. That microwave pressure cooker is calling her name. So make sure your hostesses know to tag their friends, because it's very important that they tag the party goers, because the party goers don't happen to see the notification from the party. They're going to see that notification that, hey, their friend tagged them in a post or tag them in a comment. Another thing that you can do, and Marcia, I know I'm going over a little bit here, I'm sorry. Another thing that you can do for parties is do your own in-home party. Do your own neighborhood party. Do your own work party. Post on your page that you're looking for somebody to do an at work party. Post on there that you want to come and cook for them and their coworkers at lunch, and go make them some hamburgers in the micro grill. Go make them some salsa and chips and some walk-in tacos in the stack cooker. Everybody loves free food, right? To an extent. Of course, she might have to help you a little bit with like the hamburger meat and stuff, because everything's crazy expensive. Another reason you need a side hustle, a direct sales job, a Tupperware job, is because you got to pay for the food that you put in your house. But offer to do a work party where you go in and you cook for them at lunch and do a quick party. I mean, that's going to be great. And you're going to have a captive audience, because they're going to be there in their break room. They can't go out. They only have an hour. So that's a great way to get in front of new people and to talk to new people. Do a work party for somebody. So it's just that's what I like to do. It's just handy. The numbers games, offering to do a work party, different things like that, guys. Just go out and just get out of your comfort zone. Because if you comfort zone, you don't get any new results. You have to get out of it to get new results.
That is so true. And people might not, that maybe have never thought about a lunch hour party, and it really is a great way. I know when I first started, I didn't have very many people to pull from to do parties with. And my mom did one. My mom actually did one at her office. I went and did it for them on their lunch hour.
Yep.
And that was fantastic. And over the years, that became something I would regularly offer, especially when I had kids in school, because it was a time I could do a party and not have to be gone in the evening. So, and that's when everything was in person. But it's a great way for them to see the products in action. And here's the easiest recipe to do, cheapest recipe to do, is the mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah.
The mac and cheese in the pressure cooker. It's super cheap to do and it's easy to do. Or you can do the one pot pasta in the microwave, because it's like you don't even have to do the hamburger. Just use the tomato sauce. You chop up an onion and your herbs and things in your Power Chef. Dump it in the pressure cooker with a jar of spaghetti sauce, your pasta, and then fill the jar with water one time. Put it in there. Your Italian herb seasoning, seal it, stick it in the microwave. In 15 minutes, lunch is done. Super easy. And so while, you put it together for them real quick and you put it in there to cook, and while it's cooking, you pass out the catalogs, talk to them about a few things, it comes out and they're able to eat. And you could always have, a little, like you could do maybe some kind of a bean dip or something for them to nibble on before it comes out. But it's super easy, super fast. You could also have it already made and just tell them what you did when they come in, so then they can eat and go with it as well. But that's a really good one. I wanted to go back to a couple of things that you said, because I want people to, just really know. I know you had shared with me, Shannon, she gave you all the great words to getting those parties dated and the tips on what you're going to want to do with the host. But the key is that you got to show this hostess and tell this hostess what to do. And so, I had posted a couple of the things that she had shared with me about once you get the party dated, you encourage the hostess to date. And this is basically, these are Shannon's words. This is what she types, she has it typed up and she just shares it to her hostess in the messenger, in the messenger chat. And she goes, got your party set up, be sure to invite 50 to 75. They probably won't all come, 20 to 25. And that's exactly what we do in an in-home party. I used to tell people to invite 40 to 50 people. So we get 10 to 15 in person, and they look at you like you have three heads. So now we're trying to get them to not invite 500 people
Right.
because they're not going to get it. In the past, we just wanted them to invite 50 people so we could get the people there. So either way, you've got to coach them on what to do. And I love these words that you said. You said, we want to get you lots of freebies and half offs. And don't forget to personally message at least 10 people to get them to click going and accept. That's another big one. Why do you think that one's so important, Shannon? That
Because,
yeah.
Because it's a personal invite. It's not just a Facebook invitation. You actually reach out to them to let them know you would love for them to be at your party. You want them there to see all the great stuff that is available that can help change their lives. They don't have to join to have their lives changed. A quick meal, a quick healthy meal is going to make a huge difference for a lot of people, especially in the busier seasons of the year.
Exactly. And I think the other thing, like about, it's kind of like, if someone calls you and says, "Hey, what are you doing Thursday night?"
Yep.
You're kind of like, "Nothing." Great. I'm having a Tupperware party. I want you to come.
Yep.
So it's the same kind of thing. If you personally message them and say, "Hey, what are you doing Thursday? I'm having an online Tupperware party. I want you to, I need to have 10 people show up for sure. Well, can I count on you? Would you go and click going accept?" It's that kind of commitment that you're going to get from people so that they come. And if the hostess really works it, it's going to be huge what this party is going to do. The other things that I liked is you got to always remind the host about why they're doing the party. And this was great when you shared this. It's our biggest month, one of our biggest months. We want to spoil you rotten. I can't wait. If they don't know what's in it for them, they're not going to be as committed. I loved what you said. What's something in the catalog that you'd really like to have?
Yep.
Anytime you can get a hostess to say, "I want something," because people, this is why people end up in debt. They buy what they want, not what they need. So this is, we want to get people, what do you want? So we can help them and then help them get it for the best price, which is free or half off. And then you finished up with this was, I think, a really important one, that just to remind the host. And you said this several times, but this idea of going back and the commenting, right?
Yes.
Tagging your friends.
It's huge. It's huge because if it's somebody you're close to, or that you're in their same circle, you know what they need. Like, I know what my friend needs to make her life a little bit easier, and I know what my sister needs to make her life a little bit easier. So if you tag them in that and be like, "Hey, I think this is going to help you come ball season," or "I think this is going to help you come this summer at the lake. I think this is something you might need in your kitchen." It puts that thought there. They might not buy it right then, but when summertime comes and they're at the lake and they're like, "Man, I should have listened," they're going to be, "Hey, who's your Tupperware person? I need to get in touch with her."
Exactly.
So
I love it. Well, y'all, let's show a lot of love to Shannon for all these great tips and ideas that she shared with us tonight. And I want you to each comment right now something that you've learned that you're going to put to work, and what your goal is for this week with what you've learned. Are you going to use these ideas to date 2 more parties? Are you going to go back and maybe party plan the people that you've already party planned a little bit better, a little bit differently? Go ahead and comment a little bit about what you've learned, and show a lot of love to Shannon for all that she did here as well. So thank you, Shannon, for being here with us tonight. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap this up tonight. You've gotten some great tips on how to get these parties and how to coach them so they're successful, so that you can start working your debt retirement plan. That's what I like to call it, a debt retirement plan, to get yourself out of debt and get yourself into that place of abundance, because your Tupperware business is like a money-making machine. And of course, the second piece of that was to accelerate by being able to add new people to your team. And I want you to see right here what you have to offer. And I'm going to actually post this on the page as a separate meme, as a one that you can share with people. I did this for you, but just realize that if you were to welcome somebody to the team this week, okay, so like you're going to get off tonight, you're going to start right now, you're already making a list of people that you know that could benefit from being in Tupperware. And you're going to go to those people, as soon as we get off, and you're going to start saying, let me talk to you for just about something, because I have something huge to share with you. If they come in and hold their launch party this week, okay, because they still got time to do it this week, hold their launch party, and they have at least just $500 in sales at their launch party, then they turn around and you at that party help them date 4 parties into the next 2 weeks. That's just 2 a week, right? Because it's January and we got all these great offers. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to qualify at their $500 to get the host gift special, that modular mate set, plus they'll have qualified with their first order bonus. So then now can get the stack cooker for that $30 copay. And then they're going to have qualified for their Jumpstart level 1 of Confidence Start, or their Jumpstart in Confidence Start, and they get to choose the vent and serve set or the canister set for free. Plus, they're now going to have 4 parties that they're going to go hold. Those 4 parties at $500 each is going to generate $2,000 more in sales, and that plus their launch party is $2,500 in sales, which means they have now qualified for level 1 and level 2 of Confidence Start, which means they get to choose either the Fridge Smart or the silicone set, and they get to choose either the impression set or the freezer mate set for free. And they have qualified for the gift for our consultants at $2,500, that beautiful Sawtooth pan, which they're able to get for $35, plus their $2,500 in sales have generated $625 in profits, and they get a $150 personal volume bonus, which means they've put $775 in their pocket, and they've added $917 in products to their kitchen for only $65 copay, which leaves them, a net income of $710, and they have almost $1,700 of Tupperware and $710 of money in their pocket. Now, why would someone not want to come in and try it? This is the things, guys. Say, look, I'm not asking you to join me for life. I'm asking you to try this. Try this for 1 month. Come in and just do this. Hold your party and, let me help you date 4, and you do those 4 parties. And this is what you're going to have if we can do it in this month. And this can be a game changer for every one of you, because you're going to be on the way to living that debt-free life, to being able to #YesLife, everything that you want, and be able to make 2023 the year that's all about me, or you. In this case, it is you. All right. So don't forget to, by welcoming that one new person onto your team, you qualified for these great rewards. That one person who does what we just talked about gives you the chance to get 2 sets of the premium glassware and this amazing Ultra Pro roaster for just a $50 copay for the 2. And if you haven't added your word for the year, go ahead and make sure you've done that. We will be closing that off this week, but check out all the great words and the words that everybody's using to focus them forward. And right there, you'll see one of the financial freedom, opportunity. That is what Tupperware is going to give you this year. When you put the grit in and you focus and you keep working the way you know to work, you're going to make great things happen for you this year. So as I said, I was going to close with a quote that wrapped up kind of what we started with. If you choose a job you love, you will never have to work a day in your life, because it'll be fun and you'll be loving everything that you do. So I want to thank you, everybody, for being on here with us tonight. We are super, super proud of each and every one of you, and we look forward to having a fantastic close. Reminder that your January samples close today. And I will tell you that our February samples are not real strong. There's actually very few samples, but you will be able to order your February mailers tomorrow and see the February catalog tomorrow, or February mailer. You also have this week to order any samples in our current catalog that you have not ordered and you would like to at the 35% discount, because they will be ending next week. All right. So thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and let's close this week strong. Don't forget, you got that great, beautiful bag of mine. Let me show it to you real quick, because I don't know if you know how big this thing is, and I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put me up big so you can see it. Check it out, guys. Is this not gorgeous? It's a great big bag. It says, you know, bring on the party. It's got this fantastic handles. It's got a zipper tote. You're earning it this week with $1,000 in sales. It's yours for free. And if it's free, it's for me. And then you also have the 2-week challenge where you can get it for the $10 copay. So make sure you use these tips you learned tonight to make that happen. All right, let's move on.
It wasn't all about money and who's got the latest tree and what leaves are you wearing and who's got the latest fur on their back, you know. Those days